evening, freaks. I'm here to give Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 12th house, stellium, three or more planets in that 12th house, or one of those strong placements like I just mentioned in the 12th house. A read straight from the hip with lots of lip, and we are diving into a new series in Pisces. Since it is your solar return, you are first in line. You're getting a bit of a double shot right off the gate. We did give you a wild card read yesterday. Your energy was coming in very strongly, and there are some important shifts going down in your sign this month. So it's a really monumental time. One of those big shifts coming on the 7th with that Virgo full moon, when you're going to come in and pour your waters on that earthy energy to nurture the new growth and the beginning to come in the form of Ace of Pentacles with spring equinox on its way. But on that day, we also have Saturn going into your sign, which means there's going to be a little bit more structure coming into your waters. They're not going to be so free flowing. They will have a little bit more containment, but I feel like this containment for you is around really nurturing what you're growing, what you're watering with your creativity, what you're watering with your spiritual focus at this time, what's compelling you and propelling you forward. We're going to do a very special read where we're looking at the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, where there are actually three meetup points this month of March, which we've already had one of those on the 2nd. We got another one coming in on the 22nd, and a final one coming in on the 28th. And this is really a point where our fortunes can turn, and quite unexpectedly. It's amplifying the energies of Venus, so all things love and beauty, but also Jupiter, which is one of your ruling planets, Pisces. So this is all about expanding the love and beauty in our lives. It's also about unexpected wins, turns of fortune that come our way. And so we're just going to have a fun read here, and we're going to dive into what will the Venus-Jupiter conjunction bless you up with. What turn of fortune is the Venus-Jupiter conjunction bringing your way, Pisces collective? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, or loaded 12th house, or a significant placement in that 12th house, especially if you have Venus rising. In other words, Venus in that 12th house of Pisces. This is especially going to have a strong influence on you because we have that Venus conjunct Jupiter action going on. So those of you with Venus placements or Jupiter placements in the house of Pisces, in that 12th house, even if you aren't a Pisces sun, you're really going to feel the bless-up energy coming in that's building now, right? I think you've already started to see some openings. Boom, big balancing energy. And this is actually what I really picked up in the download I got for you initially, Pisces. Feel like the scales are really being balanced at this time for you during March as we're having this beneficial energy come in. I feel like in some cases you sort of been waiting for that, judgment to come through that rights some wrongs. I feel like there's some things that have played out that haven't necessarily been fair. I think that you have moved through these difficult experiences quite conscientiously, and I think the universe is about to reward you for a job well done. I also feel like there is this real light kind of breaking into your life after a time when you were focused predominantly on your healing, and a lot of that had to do with really letting go of a lot of things. And most of these things were old ways of seeing yourself, old lifestyles you were living. I feel like you're heading into a new chapter. This new chapter is different than the previous one. It's really going to be about moving out of that internalized energy into externalized expression. And this is the first way that this Venus Jupiter conjunction is going to bless up your life, is that you are going to be getting some exposure. Your star is on the rise, all right? There is going to be a spotlight shined on the work that you do, on the gifts that you have, your particular talents, those things that make you essentially you, that you're now bringing forward and giving expression to in the world. This is going to garner you quite a bit of attention, and it's going to give you a lot of opportunities. So do be aware to get some press. Do be aware to have people singing your praises. Finally getting recognized, for what you bring to the table. Finally having the spotlight on you, not taking the back seat anymore, but stepping to the front of the line and allowing yourself to receive your flowers, receive your accolades for a job well done. I think you're going to be very happy with the way things turn out for those things that you released and let go of. What's going to come now to fill their place is something that's going to give you a lot of hope and also a lot of enthusiasm about your future. So this is something to feel really good about. I also feel like you're expanding in your spirituality and in your spiritual gifts. I feel like this is something that's really going to grow for you as you step further into this cycle. You're going to have a lot more downloads coming in. You also may be feeling something brewing, like you feel like there's something coming, but maybe you haven't been able to put your finger on it. And that's because what you're feeling, what you're picking up is the blessing that's coming in for you. It's a surprise. It's a surprise gift from the universe. Some things you're not meant to know yet, but I can tell you that there's going to be an experience that goes down for you this month that really just levels things out in terms of where you feel like you kind of got a raw deal in the past. This is going to more than make up for it. It's a moment of synchronicity when all the stars align and it just has that sort of like magic feel, okay? And this big gift gets delivered to you from the universe. And this gift is like, everything it makes everything better and everything that you went through worth it. All right. I feel like it's a surprise. It's something totally unexpected. It's the last thing you ever thought would happen. And so when it goes down, it just really opens your mind to your possibilities for the future. I also feel like those of you who are involved in any kind of metaphysical line of work, you are really going to start having an expansion of your gifts. But beyond the expansion of your gifts, you're going to get a sort of like notoriety for your gifts. I think that you are really guided forward in the career direction that you're heading in now by sort of like a higher sense of purpose. You're also bringing something very unique to the table, something unusual to the table. Nobody does it quite like you, and you're sort of developing your own signature style, your own signature expression in what may be a very saturated field, where there's a lot of people kind of, churning out more of the same. I feel like you're bringing something very different, very unique, and it has your own special mark on it. And this is what really garners you attention. It gives you traction and it brings you in huge rewards. So, really beautiful, strong way to start out there. you know, there's just like the kind of like the final clearing out of the stagnant energy. Those of you who have been a little ill, those of you who've been feeling a little under the weather, look for, your energy to really come back, feel more like your old self again, more inspired, more enthused, more motivated to go forward. And if you have been down with any kind of sickness or been in any kind of recovery process, look to come back nice and strong. For you, though, it's really interesting. There's this piece in any kind of recovery process. Your recovery will come quicker the more that you exercise this throat chakra. I feel like there's still just like a little bit of blockage here for you to clear out. It's not going to stop any blessings from coming in, but it can slow them down. Okay. So this is really the time to recognize that you have the ability to speak things into existence uh, even with more potency than normal. All right. So it's so essential to have like your throat chakra nice and clear. And I think that really is beginning for you, like clearing all the blockages out, like all the things that were left unsaid, ways that maybe you need to clear the air with certain people. This is just going to speed up your manifestations. As I'm talking about it, I'm still getting more of it coming in. It's this like real congested feeling that's all coming through like this whole like throat region here. This makes me think a lot of Amma. I can't help but think of Amma as an Ayurvedic practitioner. Amma often presents as mucus, that kind of, stuck, gunky congestion that we can sometimes get when we got like a head cold, or something along these lines, like an old respiratory condition. Okay. Some of you may have dealt a bit with something along those lines. If that's the case, that could be connected to old grief. So it's really time to clear the old grief out of the lungs, get that stuff flowing, get it moving. You can do that with some steam inhalations, boil up some water, throw some rosemary, some lemon balm, you could even do mullein, eucalyptus, whatever resonates with for you, whatever you feel drawn to. Tune into your intuition, high priestess. Let it guide you. But I feel like that would be so wonderful for not only like taking in the energetic support of those plant allies, but also breaking up the congestion of that old stuck energy that is related to maybe old grief that, you just need to get like the last little bit of it out, the last bit of that energy or that communication that's been held in. And so it's become kind of like this stuck energy that just needs to be sort of dislodged and loosened so it can be released. And sometimes you've done that. Sometimes you've communicated everything you've needed to communicate. You have grieved and grieved and grieved some more. You don't feel like there's any more that you need to get out. But sometimes where it needs to be released remains on the physical level. So I feel like there's this component. And for those of you that this is really speaking to, you're going to feel a big shift around this as you start to work with these steam inhalations. It's working with that water element, just allowing your own element to come in and sort of just loosen any of that stuck energy so it can come up and out in the form of ama, mucus. So you might expel some mucus when you work with steam inhalations like this. I think that you're going to find that your manifestations, what you speak into existence, it's almost like it gets a little zip to it. Things happen more spontaneously, instantaneously. You're really going to see how you have amplified your powers of calling things into existence. I'm really picking this up. It's like an upgrade. And it brings you a lot of benefit because it kind of gives you an inside view into what the future has in store for you and how best to apply your energies, because in a very real way it's sort of like, and it's always like this for all of us, right? But even more so for you at this time, most of the time we run up against those obstacles. So it's interesting that alma came up, because that's what alma is. It's like that which is undigested that produces kind of like an interruption in the flow. It blocks our way forward. It gives us a challenge that we have to overcome, something that trips us up, something that keeps us stuck in the old way. And you're totally emerging out of that cocoon phase. Like you earned your wings. Like you're going to be taking flight soon. You're going to be moving into a lot of expansion, and your reach is going to extend a lot farther. Like I said, like it or not, a lot of you are stepping into the limelight. Like there's going to be a spotlight on you. And does that mean you're stepping into fame? Well, for some of you, it does. Absolutely. You're going to have a certain notoriety to you, I feel like as being kind of a maverick, being able to really think outside of the box, bring something really unique to the table that people haven't seen before. It really garners you this attention and also this admiration. But I also feel like you're bringing forward a real innovative energy, and you're able to do this because of that Saturn influence that's coming into Pisces, right? Like Saturn is normally so rigid, but in Pisces, there's more pliability. In Pisces, there's more wiggle room. And so it's really kind of cool because you're going to bring your influence into kind of like I want to say into like dogmatic situations or like very stuck situations that are in this place of inertia, mostly because there's been no flexibility in viewpoint or no innovation about a different way to do things. And you're coming into these places, these spaces, these connections, these experiences, and it's like you're breathing this like fresh life into it with what you're bringing in as your contribution in March. And you're going to start to see this happening, and you're going to see that it builds a momentum of its own and it carries you in an entirely new direction. And there's so much to be gained from this, all right? But it's sort of like it's your justice, you know? It's your justice. It's the reward of, you doing the work to close the old karmic cycle. And it's your reward. So let's just see what is coming in. I want to mark down a timestamp for the official read at 1650. Right, big changes in store that are going to lead you to a lot of gifts. Beginning first, of course, with spiritual gifts. All right, but it's also a lot of help on your side from the spiritual realm as well. I think that you have so much synchronicity coming in, so much guidance coming in, so many connections coming in with people that are really going to become a whole other level of networking for you that are going to guide you to some really cool new openings and experiences. So let's just see, what is the Venus Jupiter conjunction going to bless up the Pisces collective with? What turn of fortune is the Venus Jupiter conjunction going to bring the Pisces collective? What is coming in to light up the life of the Pisces collective with the Venus Jupiter conjunction? How will this Venus Jupiter conjunction bless up the Pisces collective? All right, got 3 cards came in here, all fanned out. This is very interesting. Okay, so it's all coming in reverse, and the deck is upright. This is wild because I just did a wild card reading for you, and this came in your wild card reading. So I think it's kind of just reiterating this point. We have right here the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is about really standing up for yourself, what you believe in, standing on your principles, sticking to your convictions, and really preserving, protecting what's important to you, not allowing other people to encroach on this space where you're bringing your new beginnings into reality. And over here we have the Lovers in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse. We have the High Priestess in reverse. And we have a Page of Wands in reverse. And that's fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I mean, even the same signs came in for your wild card read I just did for you the other night. So this to me is really reiterating this point. First of all, I see that one of the blessings that the Venus Jupiter conjunction is bringing into your life this month of March is that you're no longer in the crossroads. All right. You're not in a place of indecision anymore. You're not caught in the crosshairs. You have a clear direction forward. In fact, you're so clear about it that you are really standing on it. All right. You are standing on it. You represent it. You're not going to let anything interfere with this. And it's wild because right behind that on the bottom of the deck, what are you standing up for? You're standing up for love. You're standing up for a union. You're standing up for somebody that you feel real heart connection with. This is a kismet connection. You're not going to let anything interfere with this. I think you are really being released from people who kind of like to try to keep you in the dark, maybe people that play games or try to manipulate you. You're really being protected against this energy. So, what is essential can be preserved for you, which is nothing short of a true soulmate connection. Two of Cups, this is a beautiful union. I think you're really going to be feeling the love vibes. For those of you who are already in committed relationships and you've had some kind of outside energy, whether that's you know, somebody that's acting as like a temptress or a tempter or a meddling family member or a nosy friend or anything along these lines that was causing some kind of stress or disconnection in your relationship, you're going to find that that energy is effectively blocked. Like the universe is moving all of this interfering, thwarting energy out of the way. And this is going to be a time when you're really going to feel that connection revived with your person. And it's going to feel really good. A lot of good loving vibes coming in, and in general you just being protected from bullshit, like not having to deal with any nonsense. I also think that where things have been kind of hidden and you haven't seen what's been going on but you've been sensing it, I think that there's a lot of great reveals coming through for you. A lot of confirmations is what I get, you know. You're having your intuitions confirmed and you're seeing the truth of the situations around you. There's a lot of clarity. You're coming into a place of clarity. It feels really good. You're also coming into clarity about matters of the heart. And there's somebody who is not, you know, they're not coming at you, know, half stepping way, you know, they're not coming at you immaturely. And where you were dealing with like a child or a younger person who was really acting out of pocket and causing drama, look for there to be a healing and a reconciliation in this regard. I think this person is going to grow up a little bit. They're going to recognize they can't, you know, come at you like that anymore. They can't disrespect. And this is a very positive turnaround. And for those of you who were dealing with somebody who was a little bit of a player energy, could have been a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, maybe was really trying to come at you with some weak ass shit, trying to treat you like you were an option. You know, I think you effectively blocked this energy. And so what it brings your way is this connection, this relationship. Okay. For those of you single and ready to mingle, it's bringing you somebody who can meet you on your level. Like you're done dealing with this, you know, fuckboy kind of energy or this you know, player kind of vibe. You don't have time for that anymore, and you're somebody's, you know, you're somebody's significant other in their life, you know. You're somebody who isn't meant to be kept on the sidelines, and you're going to find that that's really recognized in March. Something happens that really reinforces an existing connection or aligns you with somebody that you can go to that place with if you've been on your own up until now. So that looks like a beautiful thing. All right. Look at, I went to pick this up and left behind was the Queen of Cups. Okay. So your energy right there, you're definitely feeling in your element. I think that you might, you might even be kind of like focusing on beauty a little bit more this month. You might really be in that kind of Venusian energy. I think you're going to be looking really good. You're going to be doing something different with your hair. I'm really picking this up. There's something different that you're going to be doing with your hair, and you're going to love the way it turns out. I think that other people are really going to, you know, compliment you on that too. It's going to have you feeling good. I see you feeling pretty, you know, and those of you masculines out there, you know, I think you're going to be feeling yourself too. I also think you're going to be really feeling more emotionally open and ready to kind of let that love in your heart than you have been for a long time. I feel like you've just really cast off a lot of heaviness and you're ready to just step into a whole other reality. All right. What else is coming in? What other blessings? What turn of fortune is coming in for Pisces Collective with this Venus Jupiter conjunction, spirit? What other turn of fortune, what blessings are coming in for Pisces collective with this Venus Jupiter conjunction, Spirit? Show us the good stuff coming in for the Pisces collective. Okay, we got a whole chunk came out there. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a time of celebration for you. It's a time of alignment. It's a time of getting your flowers, your appreciation. There's somebody there to share it with you. It feels like a real triumph over adversity. That's what I get. I feel like there's kind of been some challenges. It's been a long, hard road, but now it feels really good. Some of you are going to get proposals. Some of you are actually going to set a date for a wedding. There's some kind of celebration here. Some of you will be celebrating something around the home. Maybe you move into a new home, or there's some kind of renovations or something that is made possible in the home that makes it feel more like a home for you. I also see this being very much about family togetherness. And again, there's that piece for those of you that have been single and you've really been longing for that connection, somebody you can share your heart with. You got somebody coming in and it's something that you're really going to be happy about. I'm also picking up that piece about that public attention, for what you bring to the table. I feel like there's going to be some kind of release party, some kind of event, some kind of opening, something like this where you are really being recognized for what you've created, what you've put out there. It's a time of taking center stage, taking your place on stage and letting people see what you're working with and not only letting them witness it, but really being acknowledged for it. This is getting you recognition. A lot of you will have, some kind of press releases, something written up about you. Maybe you'll get interviewed or be presented with some kind of opportunity, an opportunity to participate in some kind of big event that's going to get you exposure and it brings you a lot of success. All right. But it's a very happy time. This is also, you really being wise, you being wise. I think there's a lot of illumination coming forward for you. Who has been working against you. This is like your enemies being exposed. It's like, it's interesting because that 12th house of Pisces is all about hidden enemies. And I feel like this is exposure, This is like your enemies' moves being exposed, the people working against you being exposed. And they may be thinking that they're going to pull a fast one on you, but you got the upper hand. You're 2 steps ahead. You're going to be able to avert what could have been a very heartbreaking situation or potentially a situation that could have held you up, kept you stagnant, caused a delay, or separated you from some goal you've really been wanting to achieve because you had people kind of thwarting your progress. That's what I'm really feeling there. You're going to get this insight, all right? And it's going to help you it's going to help inform a winning strategy for you for moving forward. And I feel like you're going to be making some really shrewd moves. And this could be in connection with an air sign energy as well that you will do some strategizing with. This is possible. Or you could have air strongly aspected in your chart. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, all right? This is making some bold moves. This is being kind of daring. This is being a bit of a maverick, going rogue perhaps, and it really pays off in terms of any kind of career launches, brand launches, anything like this. I think you got a little rabbit you're about to pull out of your hat. You got something up your sleeve. You've been moving quiet. And when you lay this on everybody, it's going to be the talk of the town, all right? A lot of buzz, but it has everything to do with you being illuminated to the fact there have been certain people that have been interfering with that success coming in. And because you have effectively, blocked this energy, let that illumination come in and knowing, okay, I'm not going to build my foundation for the future with these people or in this situation because I can see it's built on faulty ground. Instead, I'm going to take this, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to make my own moves informed by my own strategy. And I mean, look at you. It leads you to the winner's circle with the Six of Wands. This is a huge time of coming into alignment, being celebrated, recognized, having success. It's also overcoming a lot of BS that has held you back for far too long. And it looks like to me, when you reach this place of success, what I see it being really is it's a tower moment for those people, you know, who were trying to thwart you, you know? It's a tower moment for those people who were trying to get in your way. Not only were their efforts impotent, okay, but now, it's sort of like to them, it's going to feel like it's being rubbed in their face a bit. And the reason why I say that is I feel like what you're stepping into, um, there's some kind of publicity about it. Like in some way, it's seen, it's seen and it's recognized on a larger level. And there's a lot of buzz around it. All right. So, any of you who are involved in like creative projects, anything like that, where, you were hoping to get picked up by like a record label, or you were hoping to get some kind of sponsorship, endorsement, some kind of coveted opportunity that maybe there's a lot of competitiveness around. Okay. Maybe there's a lot of people that have their eyes on this prize and they've kind of been underhanded in their means for going after it. Maybe at times trying to sabotage your best efforts to call this thing into being. I think you're going to watch as, your competition just gets, obliterated. And right when I said that, lightning came down. So I think that's true. It's like the lightning is just like striking down with that inspiration that's going to give you that ace up your sleeve that just allows you, like I was saying, to just call into existence the destiny you're ready to step into. There's very much this feel of like, as it is at all times, you got a menu and you can order whatever you like. It's like, this is your reward that you kind of you get to choose, you get to choose, what is this new chapter you're going to step into? What does that look like? I think you're really going to welcome this tower, because while it will be kind of a defeat for your opposition, for you, it's going to be a moment of revelation. It's going to be awakening. It's going to be a lot enlivening and electrifying, and it's going to really fill you with like an excitement. And there's a lot of buzz around you, a lot of buzz around you. I want to do a cut of the deck energy around this. It's wild that, just as I said that, we got this storm blowing in here. It was like lightning, we've got thunder. So I think this is going to be a big moment, and I also feel like it's a big moment for you, like big moment for you. And I think in a lot of ways, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind, even in how you see yourself, like what you thought you were really capable of. And you might realize, like, you know what? Maybe you didn't really crave the spotlight before. Maybe that's not something you've ever really longed for. But once you really feel, I'm feeling like the joy and the celebration of being acknowledged for what you have to offer, your contribution. I think you might change your mind about this. This is you moving forward, with passion, with purpose, really just feeling lit on fire, and also being in that fire element. And again, we have that fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and on the other side of this, Ten of Swords. So to me, this is, again, it's just talking about awakening that fire within you, and sort of like it's got that energy of like, I'm just going to blaze a trail, I'm going to blaze a trail. And I lit my match to those bridges that I already crossed that kept me tied to things that were holding me back in the past. I've let that cycle go, you know I took the L in some cases where I needed to, and now it's just everything that's on the other side of that. Every time we have any kind of big cycle close in our life, we get ready to step into the new beginning. And for you, this is all about you stepping out of this place of feeling restricted, feeling held back, feeling like, you had to play small, or not even being sure in some cases, like, what direction do I go? I'm not really sure what I want to do. You may have gone through a period like that, and maybe you kind of became complacent. That's what I sort of feel like with the Eight of Swords in your case. Like, you might have went through a passage in time where you felt a little complacent because nothing was really lighting you up, but something comes in like a bolt of lightning. It lightens you up. It puts you in touch with your fire. It activates you, and it gets you moving forward. And I feel like it's taking you into your North Node. So, in particular, if you have an Earth sign in your North Node, Taurus, okay, naturally, if you have a Taurus North Node, this is going to be really powerful for you. Also, I'm getting Capricorn North Node, Capricorn North Node. You know, I'm picking up very strongly because it's got that energy to it. It's got that, like, the Taurus, it's the bull, right? It's like they will find a way, just with that stubborn tenacity. And Capricorn also, has that same quality of just determination, tenacity, resilience, and relentless pursuit, right? Not giving up, big goat energy. And I feel like this is really coming in strongly if you have an Earth sign North Node. You're really stepping into your North Node. You're stepping into the actual manifestation, the physical reality of you living out from the place of your destiny. Because you took this time with the Hanged Man, you hung around for a bit. Things have been on pause for a while. You've gotten that illumination during your time of standstill. You know what you need to move away from because it just tries you too much, keeps you in this space of lack, keeps you in this space of just feeling kind of locked out of your own potential in life. Because you've always been busy putting out other people's fires. And so when you put out other people's fires all the time, like, your own fire gets dissipated. You can get to that place of burnout. And this is you stepping into this place of total satisfaction, really building financial stability for yourself. Like, I'm telling you, your fortunes are on the rise. And your fortune comes not only in the form of watching your bank account, yield high returns, but it's also about you being known for this thing, you being recognized for this thing. And any of you in the entertainment industry, you're going to have something to bank on. It's no longer just going to be like some kind of labor of love. Same applies if you've been pouring your energy into some kind of like artistic direction, artistic pursuit, or anything kind of unconventional. It's kind of funny because you're sort of like, remember we opened up with that piece about Saturn coming into Pisces and how what's conventional or what's normally structured is going to have more fluidity, more room to experiment, more room to explore. And so it's actually the very unconventional path, the unusual, that sort of maverick move, the thing that is a little bit out of pocket, or maybe what seems like the safe choice or the reasonable choice or the secure choice. This is actually what's going to lead you to true financial security. Like, you're really going to see your finances grow, but this is also you glowing up. You're going to look good. I feel like big makeover energy coming in for you. I think your health is really going to be transformed. With the Venusian influence, you're going to want to give your body more care. I think you might be doing more beautifying, pampering kind of treatments. Again, I'm really picking up something about hair. Like, you want to do something a little different with your hair. Maybe you've worn your hair the same way forever and you're kind of like, all right, it's time for a change. There's something about that kind of like, I don't know. I think it has you kind of feeling yourself. And then I think from that place, you're going to start to get some more things done, maybe buying yourself some new clothes, just really expressing your own unique style, feeling beautiful or handsome, feeling like you're in your mojo, like you're back in your energy again. And instead of putting so much energy on making sure everybody else is okay and everybody else has what they need, you're really going to be focused on self satisfaction, and it's going to be so damn gratifying for you. You're really going to be enjoying yourself. And this is just a wonderful moment of you stepping into your own personal prosperity, self satisfaction, and looking damn good while you do it. And look at it, total success, right? Total absolute success with the world, successful completion of an old cycle. You know, you might also be completing some things with some of the fixed signs like Leo, Taurus, let's see, Aquarius, Scorpio. These signs may factor strongly into your situation. They could also represent different aspects within your chart. So do pull out your natal chart, have a look at it. What do you got going on with Taurus? Do you have a Taurus placement? Where is your Taurus placement? In what house is your Taurus placement? Same with Leo. Same with, Aquarius and Scorpio. And even if you don't have any of those signs, represented by some kind of planetary influence in your natal chart, have a look at the house, have a look at the house of those signs and notice what you do have there. And that's going to give you a big clue about where your success lies in this cycle. So really pay attention to those placements. Again, that was Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. All right. Very, very important for you. This is where you're really going to see your success, and it has everything to do with you completing an old karmic cycle. And this is your reward. All right. Really, really beautiful, awesome message. I think I want to just get like an overarching theme card. I'm going to use this super awesome future deck for this. To just look at, the overarching theme of these blessings, this turn of fortune coming in for you, Pisces collective, Pisces sun, moon rising, Venus, north node, Mercury, Mars, loaded 12th house or significant placement in the 12th house, especially Venus rising, Venus in that 12th house of Pisces, where it is exalted. If you have a Venus placement in Pisces, Venus is exalted in Pisces, all right? So with this Venus astrology so front and center, it's very significant for you. Do pay attention to that placement, and notice also, like I said, pay attention to those fixed signs. If you don't have a natal chart and you need one, astrodienst.com is a great place to go. I have no affiliation with them, but they allow you to do all kinds of stuff for free on that site. It's very informative. You can draw up all kinds of charts, and it's a good starting point. And really, with the astrology we have coming in, you all are going to want to know what your natal charts are, right? Bottom of the deck energy, I feel like a lot of this kicks off for you with a message that comes in. There's some message that you're receiving. It was 44 on the clock when I said that. I feel like the angels got their hands all over this. All right. I think this is that thing that it was talking about in the beginning, about like this thing that comes in. It's a total surprise. It's something that the universe has planned, especially for you. It's to make up for everything that kind of like was a real drag to move through. 44:22 on the clock. This brings you into alignment with something that's really going to make you happy. I feel like this is something that is very central to how you're going to be moving forward. Some kind of letter, some kind of message comes in for you that completely changes the course of how you move forward. And in fact, it is wish fulfillment here. All right. Might involve some travel to take full advantage of this. I think this has something to do with a seed that you planted a long time ago. Okay. And it's just taken some time for this to truly come into being. But there's help all over this, like spiritual assistance all over this. I feel like you got some earth angels in the mix that are going to cross your path. They're going to be part of really bringing this dream into being. And I do feel like the way that this comes in, the way your wish comes in, this is something you focused on this, you know, you focused on this, you've watered this for a long time. I think at one point you kind of gave up on this dream ever coming to be. You may have just like thrown in the towel on it actually. And it's sort of ironic because it was like in that moment of letting go, sort of giving up on ever seeing it fulfilled, then all of a sudden it comes into being. But it has like very much like roots in the past. Like this is something that, you know, it's been close to your heart for a long time. You've wanted to see this come into being. Let's get some more details about this overarching theme for Pisces Collective, or the turn of fortune, the blessing coming in for them this March with the Venus Jupiter conjunction. Oh, I'm telling you, it doesn't get better than this. The sun, all right? This is happiness. This is as good as it gets. We got that 35 there. That's 8. That's a power number. This is you coming into your power. Again, big spotlight energy, right? It's like your time to shine. It's your time to have your moment. It's a glow up energy. Like I said, you're going to be looking good, feeling good. Summertime is going to be very important for you. I feel like that has a lot to do with the changing of the nodes, you know. Summertime, you're going to rise up into that north node. I think that's also further confirmation that you have made the right moves. You've cut off what you needed to cut off. You've balanced your karma. And because of that, you're permitted this like entry into this brand new cycle, free and clear, using your high priestess energy to rise up into that Aries north node where the magician's in charge, right? And you actually direct the wand, take the action, call into existence what you're ready to receive. And it's like, it's all there for you. Watch how things come into alignment for you. I do feel like travel is an important piece of what's going to be coming in for you. I do think that things are not going to remain the same as they have been. Something significant is changing into your life, but it's almost like there's a little bit of a like a directional reroute. Like this change needs to happen so it can actually bring you into alignment with what will truly bring you happiness and fulfillment. And maybe you had certain ideas before about what that looked like, but through the course of events that happens in these meetups between Venus and Jupiter in this month of March, something new is going to be illuminated for you. It comes in through a message. It comes in powerfully. It changes your mind about a lot of things. It blows your mind. It has you looking at your possibilities in a whole new way for moving forward. And I do see you making some changes, and they're changes that you feel really good about. It garners you a lot of it, success, attention, recognition, and it's definitely your time to shine. I mean, that just looks so good. I want to throw one more on it. I like just feel like I want to push the envelope a little bit. Let's put another one on it, shall we? Let's do some Kipper. Let's do some Kipper here. Why not, right? True wild card vibes. And then maybe we'll do an angel card and just get you some angelic guidance. Since you have so much angel energy around your read, a lot of synchronicity coming in for you too. So I think that might have been missing from your life for a while. Like maybe things have felt like a little kind of one note, or it's been a little like same shit, different day. You know, you've been kind of waiting for more magic, more of that sense of, you know, wonder and possibility, and just I'm picking up enthusiasm. I sort of feel like enthusiasm is a mantra for you this month. It's all about the enthusiasm, going with the enthusiasm, and something's going to come in that's really going to spark your enthusiasm. All right. All right. All right, Kipper, lay one on us. What is the overarching theme? Where is the biggest area of transformation and blessing coming in for Pisces Collective? this March with this Jupiter. Okay, interesting. Okay, so message of concern. All right. Now, this is interesting because maybe you've been waiting to get word on something. Maybe you've been waiting to hear from somebody. Maybe you have been anticipating some kind of message coming in, but you thought there was reason to be worried about it. Maybe you've had concern around this. Maybe you've been waiting so long and you haven't heard anything that you just thought, well, it's never going to come. I think that this is some kind of news you've been waiting on, you've been hoping for a long time. And I think at some point you started to get concerned that it was never going to come through. This opportunity was never going to come through. This communication was never going to come through. This situation was never going to get worked out, or maybe something that you applied for or you put in a submission for, something like this, that you weren't going to get any word back because you'd been waiting for so long. This is where your biggest area of transformation is coming in, and it's something that sets you off on a brand new course. Yep, here we go. Here's the message. All right, we see the message comes in. Look, it's got that 7 energy, spirit all over this. Okay, you've been waiting for the message. The message comes in. It comes in from a mature man. Not only is he mature, but he is a wealthy man. All right. So this might be somebody who actually wants to invest in your future. I can't help but notice you got big 5, 7, and 13 energy in your read. 51 on the clock when I just said that. You are really in a time of change, all right? And it's all being spiritually guided. There's a lot of spiritual help on offer. It was 52 on the clock when I said that. It's bringing you gifts, okay? Big 7 energy. It's bringing you gifts, and this is a very lucky cycle for you. It moves you into a place of empowerment with that 13 energy. That's also that high priestess energy, being able to call things into existence, being able to call things into being. Top of the deck energy. I feel like your time of toiling, laboring, having to work so hard, doing work that you don't enjoy is coming to an end, and you're about to set off on a whole new journey. Again, I think there's some opportunity coming forward for you. It promises some kind of big financial reward, but it requires that you go on a little bit of a trip. Okay, let's do a cut of the deck of energy on that and just see what we got there. And there even could be a love connection in the mix with the lovers here. We got 15 energy, again, 6 coming into alignment. All right. This looks like a really positive turn of events. We got a lot of love. You're being protected from false people. You're being protected from concern. All right. And you're not feeling stuck anymore. All right. You're not being stuck, held back any longer. And those who were holding you back, any false person that's been working against you, causing you problems, causing you concern, causing you stress, these people are now going to be held back, because we see right here with adjudication that the ruling is in your favor. And for any of you that have been worried about anything on a legal level, have no fear. Again, the judgment will be in your favor. Your karma is balanced. And those who worked against you on that level, if you've been dealing with a situation like that, if you've been dealing with some kind of case, they're going to be tended to, all right? Either way, you're being set free of this, whether the verdict is coming down in spiritual court or in actual court, all right? And the determination is, not only do you get great fortune, but there's a time of courtship coming your way. And for those of you already in committed relationships where you're happy, look for it to feel like, a bit of that fresh energy, like when you first met. The flames of passion will be reignited, but it looks like a time of great financial reward, overcoming those hidden enemies, the people working against you, and kind of having the last laugh. So ain't nothing wrong with that, Pisces. Enjoy.